Let me just share that out to my social media. There we go. And then I'm all with you. It's so good to see you. Welcome to my weekly Oracle guidance. And for those who are new, my name is Tirza Schäfer. I am an author and also spiritual healer and coach. And I do my weekly Oracle guidance. What I do is I draw 3 cards and then I talk about it. It's not a chronological order, but it means like to give you an overall energy reading for the week ahead. It's always from Monday till Sunday, okay? So what's going to be different today is that I am actually going to be live in my group on Facebook, which is called Creations from the Heart Space. And right after this one, I'm going to have a quick break, and then I'll go live in my group and do personal card reading. So if you also want, on top of the general weekly guidance, the energy reading that we're having at the moment for next week, if you want to have on top some personal guidance, you can come into the group and I'll be going live there and drawing cards for everyone, okay? Anyone who says so anyway. So yeah, that's me, and that's the little bit of admin and upfront. So I'm going to start now. As usual, I'm using my card deck by Carl Gray, which I love, Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. There you go. Absolutely beautiful deck, and it's just, it just flows like that. So it's absolutely wonderful. If you want to comment, do so on the original post. I've shared it out now. I don't know who's watching, but it's on YouTube. So, you can comment on YouTube, please. I won't be able to see the other ones. Unless you want to go and say something that I can read later in the groups, on the pages, whatever, So I'm widely spread. I can't have my eyes everywhere at once. So anyway, here we go. Just had a lovely conversation with my little cousin. She's 10 years younger than me. And had to cut it short because, I said I was going to come on at 6. So the first card, that's interesting. So here we go. So the first card, just adjust that for a minute. Okay. The first card is the Traveler, move into a new direction. And of course, as we're all on lockdown, we can't really travel physically, but of course we can travel metaphorically. So this is a brilliant time this week to expand our mental horizons and our emotional horizons, okay? So if you feel you've been stagnating, there's been, the sense of, I'm not really going forward, I don't really know what I'm doing and things. Now is the time to find a new direction. Hi, Vivian. Thank you for joining me live. Nice to see you. So now is the time to move into a new direction and go forward and explore that, So traveling is all about the mind, read books, visit different countries in your head and different projects, play that through concepts, different concepts, play that through in your head as well. Try and have a look. If you're stuck in a situation where you really feel stuck, try and see the different perspective, maybe the perspective that somebody else has on the whole situation, And even if you don't agree with it, but try and understand where they're coming from, how they see things, and why that is. You can entertain a thought without necessarily having to agree with it, okay? But be open and explore new directions, and that will really get you to find your own as well. Okay, find your own new direction in which you want to go forward. So that's going to be a wonderful thing to do. Also in meditation, ask your guides, ask your higher self, which direction am I supposed to go into? There's something I've planned for this week ahead as well, actually, before I even drew the cards. So that is something that I really want to explore. So that is the first card. So, let's expand our horizons and move beyond them, okay? And beyond our comfort zone as well, most likely at the same time. So the second one that has been coming up a lot lately in our weekly guidance session is a Fire Guardian, Ignite Your Passion. So this card is something that's a recurring theme. And that's something that means we really have to take that as a fundamental message, not just a passing one, like a weekly one, but that is something that we need to rethink our entire lives and our perception and how we live our lives. So what are our passions? Do we suppress them? Are we so busy just living and getting on with things and doing the adult thing, going to work, commuting, whatever you do, things like that? Is that actually costing you your inner fire, your passion, your that what drives you, what makes your soul sing? Okay, if that is something that you're missing right now, make sure that that you really go into that, because most of us also now have the time, because I can't go out meet people. You have to do something at home, so try and find your passion and do some reading and or watch some instructional videos, do an online course, something like that, whatever, but something that really makes you happy, okay, and where that feels like that's something I want to do. Okay, you don't have to have an end goal in mind already or ever, just to if you just like, let's say, painting as a hobby, you don't want to be a professional artist ever or anything, but you like to do that as a hobby because it relaxes you, it makes you peaceful, you can express your emotions that way, your thoughts, and work through whatever you're going through at the moment, then just do that just because it feels good, and it helps you to move into or stay in a better place, okay, depending on where you are right now, but it helps you to calm, to be excited about something, and also to get that what do you call it, like being cooped up at home and not being able to go outside, and you might just go crazy because you need to feel the need, you need to go out and meet people and you can't, and that kind of thing, and you feel like the walls are closing in on you, and maybe you also have financial concerns because you can't work at the moment and things like that. So try and counteract that with getting your mind into a different place and trusting that something really good is coming out of this, and try and find something that makes you be able to cope with that a lot easier. Yeah. So then we have the Air Guardian, Shift Your Perception. There's another one that's telling you, entertain some new thoughts. You might find something like a new insight that is really helpful. Because if you have been stuck in a certain way of thinking, a certain way of feeling, a certain way of acting or reacting, and that didn't help you move forward, then what happens is you can either stay stuck and say, this is the place where I'm at, where I am, and I never move from that or shift from it. Or you can open your mind and say, okay, I'm going to move beyond this now. What are the first steps? Just little steps that I can do um, to move myself forward and into a new place, to actually explore something new, to broaden my horizons, to look at things from a different perspective, to find something else to do. If you've usually always met up with people, and if you've been a very social person, like a social butterfly kind of thing, always meeting up with friends and doing things and being very active outside. Hi Rebecca, so good to see you, love you. So if you've always been active outside and all of a sudden you're like cooped up at home and you can't meet anybody, what are you going to do? So rather than seeing that as a jail sentence, try and see the blessings in that. Try and get things in a different perspective and tell yourself, okay, I've always been avoiding to do inner work. I've always put off renovating, the kitchen or whatever, things like that. Now you have the time, and you've always something else had a priority. Always other things had a priority, or other people. Then now is the time to do something for yourself and to do those projects that you've always put off. So that is an absolutely wonderful thing. That means like now we're ready, and it's always at the point where you think you're breaking. And we're not even close to breaking point, but when it starts getting uncomfortable, because we've been in this situation a while. In the beginning, it was like everybody was like, okay, we're going to stay away from each other and stay at home, and that's it. And now it's getting to us, because we are staying at home and we are just, not connecting in person. We're not going outside and sitting at a cafe and browsing through a bookstore, going on a shopping spree for new clothes, or, whatever tickles your fancy, or go party and, whatever you like. So this is the point where a lot of people go like, oh my God, I can't take that, and it's starting now. But right now you have that choice to either go down that road of desperation and of frustration, or you can choose to see a different perspective and say, okay, this is a difficult situation. I feel I have negative feelings about this, and I have negative feelings about having negative feelings, but it's a wonderful opportunity nonetheless, to face yourself as well, and do a lot of inner work and searching and finding new things to do privately, as a personal hobby, as a personal way of expressing yourself, but also maybe as a new career path, a new career move. Maybe you've been so bogged down with work. You've always said, I wanted to do this, that, and the other, and offer that online maybe, but I've never done it before. And people, friends have been telling me, why don't you make that as a kind of a sidekick? Now you have the time now to start that, and be independent. So from viruses. Isn't that nice? So, as we work online, for us, nothing much changes, because I'm like, for myself, I'm working at home. This is my office. It's in my apartment. We live here, we work here. That's it. So the only thing that really changes for me is like I can't go out and, sit somewhere and have an ice cream or a coffee and whatever, and meet friends for a chat and that, my daughter being at home, of course, having to help her with all the homework and that, and, her not being able to meet her friends or have her friends over, that's strenuous on a child as well, of course. But we're coping and we're having fun as well. So it's a new way to explore also your family dynamic, and you can go online like we do now, you can do like a face-to-face chat via Zoom or, WhatsApp or whatever kind of thing you want to use for it, and then have conversations that way as well. So that might be a new way of exploring your connections as well. So try that, and we'll see how that works. Okay. So thank you so much. And what's the time now? Oh, we've been quite quick, isn't it? So it's 6:20 here now. Let's say, I put down in the groups 1:45, so we leave it at that. So otherwise people will be late and things. At 1:45, which is in 25 minutes, I'm going to have a quick break in that. And in 25 minutes, I will be going on live in my Facebook group, Creations from the Heart Space, and I'll draw individual cards. So on top of this weekly reading today, you will also have the opportunity to get your own personal card that you can then put in relation to the reading that we've just done. And, and have a more individual approach to that as well. So I invite you to join if you haven't already done so. I've put the link to Creations from the Heart Space in the comments on the YouTube original here. And, join up and leave me a message there and say you want to have a card. So I'll be happy to draw that for you. Okay. So I'll see you at 1:45, and much love until then. Bye-bye now. Bye.